Rugby League is back.
Drum roll, please.
You're a true Warriors fan.
I have no recollection of that hot take.
We don't all have to agree.
It's good to be back.
It's just a really boring thing.
Oh, partner.
Start winning some games.
I think there'll be a lot of changes to the team.
I've got them making the 8 for mine.
Let's go. Hello, folks, and welcome back to the Advantage Line, TAB's Rugby League betting podcast. My name is Karl and Teddy, back in the main studio with my good mate Paul Mawate. Paul, International Rugby League is here.
How good. Oh, 2 sensational games. Really enjoyed that. Well, I would have enjoyed both of them if we had just had an extra half a point here or there. But the actual action on the field, I thought was super. Really, really enjoyed. And PNG, how do you make them outsiders? Fair dinkum.
Speaking of outsiders, Nick Tedeschi.
An outsider everywhere I go. Always on the outside looking in.
How was your week, Teddy?
Well, I was away on a golf weekend with 10 old buddies down at on the Victorian border. And we'd all done our absolute whistle on Everest Day. And all day I'm just declaring Papua New Guinea. Oh, I did probably what you shouldn't do and kept putting more on. You know, never chase your losses, blah, blah, blah. But I chased my losses this time. And it was worth it. Because Papua New Guinea should not have been outsiders. And they were, this is just going to show the value of a team via team of quote-unquote stars. And we spoke about it last week, but the main thing I was against was they've got no spine, Fiji. Yeah. They've got no ability to kick, and that played itself out. Could not have played itself out anymore. I've not seen at any level where I've watched it on television a kicking game as poor as I saw on Saturday night from Fiji. That was, I don't even blame the players on the field, but it was a team that was poorly selected, and. Yeah. Like, Kurt Donahue was handed number 1 kicking duties. Like I said, I've never seen Kurt Donahue kick a ball before. I have now, and I hope never to again.
When we did this podcast last week, PNG were 4.5 point outsiders. Kickoff was 8.5.
8.5? Like, how did they get drifting? Like, why are you trying to lure me into Papua New Guinea?
Wild.
Like, and what about some of the cult heroes that just came out of that game? Like Sylvester Namo. If you're not in love with Sylvester Namo after that game, you're off your head. Viliami Kikau had his worst of all time. It was carriage levels. It was that bad. It was two intercepts of tries, a try disallowed to a lazy run, among other failings. Robert Derby, he put his hand up for an NRL contract. He's kind of fringe Cowboys, might get a run next year with them. But we saw this game, I think, last year or 2 years ago. Sunia Taruva really made his mark for Fiji and kind of got a first-grade career. But it's a great opportunity for some of these young players. And the player I'm going to kind of circle is the PNG hooker, Judah Rimbu, who I thought was outstanding. Their third-choice hooker. Everyone in Parkway, the best players not playing. Rimbu sat off the bench, but he was fantastic. And they just played really well. It showed the difference between coaching. You know, he had Wise Catavarata warming the Fijians up from his coffee shop against the women's national team of Tonga. And it's Jason Demetrio had obviously prepared this team. So they were on top the whole way. And the margin probably wasn't reflective of what it should have been. And I say that because PNG should have won by about 100. Some of us had 13 plus. And if anyone saw the last play of that game, I'm happy to put this up there with the worst beat I've ever had in my life.
Shout out, Lux.
Did you see the last play?
The try?
Yeah. Where both the PNG players just left the ball there for Michael Sevo, which is like bad enough to happen. Like they both actively jumped out of the way rather than put their hand on the ball. So, okay, that's happened. Tane Milne, the worst goal kicker of all time. The worst goal kicker of all time has a shot from the sideline to get a third. Well, I thought I'm still like an 80% chance of winning this 13 plus here. and Taylor strikes the ball. It's that bad a strike. I thought, I'm still an 80% chance of not reaching the post. It's that bad a strike. And it just dropped in over it. Unbelievable. I shouldn't complain too much, though, because I did have, and I'm sure you boys will talk about bad beats at the end. The night before, I did have plus 18.5. And so Zach Lomax missing it from the sideline was very helpful to me, whereas I'm sure you guys are still cursing Daniel Tupou and Tom Dearden.
Yeah. Look, I've got first line here, sick beat for Tonga punters. It was 17.5 when we were doing the pod last week. We were all on. I didn't watch the second half live because it was very late over here. Woke up in the morning, first thing to check the phone, collect the tickets. We're home here. No, we're not. 18 points. Bang on the number, Paul. Could it not have been 19 just to make it a little less sickening? It was, and that didn't try. Like, those, you talk about the PNG guys running out of the way to let Sivo score.
Daniel Tupou may as well have.
Oh, he had a bit of work to do there. Like, he wasn't close to the line, and he just went straight through them. It's tough.
I have a question for you both about Tom Dearden and that Newcastle North Queensland semi-final where I was very heavy on the Newcastle plus. And I tend to believe you guys might have been on the North Queensland minus in that game against where Tom Dearden scored that late try to cover the spread for no reason at all.
Yep.
Well, you guys can consider yourselves a wash because that's what Tom Dearden does. Tom Dearden keeps playing when everyone else has stopped, and it might be a good quality, but it can be a bloody annoying quality.
The problem there was the two markers didn't get back around.
I don't think they turned around.
No, and I think it was Lolo here, and was it Suli on that side? I can't remember. It was, the two players that sort of involved in the tackle weren't able to get round that marker, so Tommy had a free run to the first line of defence, and then I think he just bamboozled, was it Tupou, with a nice little dummy. And yes.
Baby giraffe. Was Daniel Tupou, baby giraffe on ice skates. He was standing around.
That's a little harsh.
You're right, though. Dearden does play. He plays hard, and he plays to the 90th instead of the 80th minute. Like,
it can be very upsetting when you're against it, which I was twice. And just
thank
the Lord. Thank the Lord for Zach Lomax's incompetency.
Yeah. Anyway, we'll get to the game reviews shortly, even though I think we've done...
Is there anything left?
I think we've done the games pretty well. But let's review our punting. I can see my mate Paul working furiously over here.
It was very bad.
That would be a first.
Oh, here we go. It was very bad for everyone. The plus 17.5. And I have you recorded, Teddy, as taking...
That's okay. I'll cop the recording loss and the financial win rather than the other way around.
Let's have a look at you first then, Teddy.
Just a little peek behind the curtains for the punters. Paul's actually listening to last week's episode right now, doing the job that he's supposed to have done already. Just
Teddy had Tonga plus 17.5 into PNG. I think that plus 4.5 at the time.
Can I take some of those 4 points that they started
and transfer them over to Tonga? No.
I'm all for that. Yes, let's do that.
No good there. And then you also had Olakauatu to be an anytime try scorer, and you were quite impressed by the odds on offer. But
I was also quite impressed when he scored a try that was disallowed.
Once again, the officials getting the better of Teddy.
Oh wow, they got the better of Tonga. I'm not saying it's cool, but like every kind of one of those 50-50 seem to go against Tonga.
Blake, he had a win. He had a same game multi that didn't come in, a Lomax to score a try, Dearden to score a try, and Aussie to win both halves. Just missed there. And then he had PNG.
Australia. Aussie isn't a team. Aussie's a person.
Oh, for those who don't know, when Teddy was domiciled here in the Shaky Isles, he was very, very, very keen on letting everyone know that Aussie was not a country.
Sorry, you mean I'm keen on facts.
Anyway, Blake got a win by taking PNG 1-12 at $3.60.
You absolute grunt.
What was the price on that?
$3.60.
How much did he have on?
50 on.
Oh, yeah.
It just gets worse.
Oh.
No luck for our friend Surly. He had the Hammer and Harry anytime try scorers.
Oh, another tough beat.
I went Tonga plus 17.5 into PNG plus 4.5, and I also had PNG 1-12 into Katoa to score a try, so that was no good.
Phew.
And Karl didn't have any wins either.
What did I have? I had the plus.
Yes.
He hasn't listened to that part yet.
And you had a same game multi that was no good.
Are you sure?
I'm sure.
Have you finished listening?
Don't worry about it.
We need to go to I'm going to have to go to the tape. So, Blake takes the lead. Rockets.
On a Tane Milne sideline conversion.
What is he? 150 odd in the positive.
No, he's in the negatives.
Blake.
Yeah.
We said we're resetting.
Oh, we're resetting. Oh, right. Okay, yeah. He's in the lead. That's it.
Goodness.
Gee.
Keep listening to that podcast, mate. Jeepers.
He's in the lead. Blake's in the lead.
I think the next thing you should be listening to is performance review.
Honestly, this is what I have to deal with on the daily, punters. All right, let's have some fun. We've got a couple of games on the back of last week's one test Australia. One test. What do we do? Blind ranking. One test Australians. I've got one test Kiwis. I'll tell you what, the talent pool for one test Kiwis is a lot thinner than one test Australians.
Oh.
So
I've got five one test Kiwis here. You boys are going to have to rank them in your order.
How far back do we go? Are we going back the whole way? Or
kind of from the turn of the century onwards.
Yeah.
Well, why do you think it is that there's not as many one test Kiwi? Is it because
there's probably as many.
There's a nation that's a lot less talented in rugby league.
There's a reason these guys were one test Kiwis.
Right. Okay.
First one. Teddy, your man, Henry Perenara.
Are we talking refereeing or rugby league? Because he was a very average rugby league player who was significantly better at rugby league than he was at refereeing. Henry the Octopus. Never seen a man more confused on the field than Henry Perenara. I'm going to put him 4.
There's only one other player that Teddy mentions more than Henry Perenara, and that would be Trent Barrett. So I'm going to also put Henry at number 4.
Another one of your men, Teddy.
Rugby union convert?
Matt Duffy.
Yeah.
All black.
Former All Black.
All Black. He's my knowledge. When I think All Blacks, I think Matt Duffy. That's who I think of. So I am going to put him at number 2.
Going to ask the kids what they think?
They're trying to slip in.
3.
Next guy, he was a warrior, hard done by injury, hard-nosed player. I was actually surprised to see he was only a one test Kiwi. Ben Henry.
Such a nothing player. As in, no knock on him, but like I have no ill will towards him. But I should say in my head, just like a very average standard player. So it's him bang on 3.
2.
He's no Matt Duffy. We'll say that. Dual international.
So what, Teddy? You've got 1 left and 5.
So have I.
But to be honest, listening to those names, I'm not sure there's a wrong answer.
No, you're probably not. Next one, Slade Griffin.
5.
5, because I'm not sure I can identify him in a lineup with us 3.
Last one, both into your 1 spot.
Yes.
If he sees this, he'll be chuffed. Isaac John.
Oh, I like Isaac John. I'm happy with that.
He wasn't the worst half. Yeah, he was all right.
I thought he like there's a whole generation of Warriors that maybe never really fulfilled their potential there. Around that kind of Isaac John, Carlos Tuamavave. Yeah, it all come through from the under-20s squad that was hot. But he was a good player. I kind of suspect all that bad coaching that came through the Warriors at the time, post Ivan Cleary, kind of before now, did some long lasting damage to that generation of players.
Yeah.
And they never really kicked on.
Probably Cleary picked him up and took him to the Panthers.
Yep. And then went to Manly for a spell, I think.
Possibly, yeah, I don't know.
Gold Coast?
From memory, the test that he did play, he carved up. And we may have, I might be making this up.
I'm looking him up now, so stand by. For those listening, if you don't go to a rugby league project around 100 times a day to find out every fact about rugby league, you're not giving yourself a chance. He only played one test for New Zealand, but he did play 5 for Paul's Cookies.
Great.
Yes, that's right.
He never played for the Seagulls. He played lower grade for the Seagulls. Only played 35 first round games.
Yeah, he was in and out quite a lot.
Over over 7 seasons. Only played 9 games for the Warriors. There you go. The one test you lost, Isaac John, 30-18, came off the bench in an Anzac test in 2014.
Okay. There you go.
Taylor Harris played 5 at that day. Even though Isaac John was in the 6.
Okay. All right. Good stuff. One more game. Would you rather have 10 attempts to get past the combination of Adam Fanua-Blake and Ola Kawatu? You're running the ball.
I'd rather 0 attempts.
Teddy's going for the other one.
And well, I don't know. Or have 10 attempts to tackle one of them one-on-one, and you get to shoot 2.
Okay, I'm going to take the 10 attempts to tackle them one-on-one because I can easily, they're not chasing me. I can easily just slide off and be fended away very, very meekly. I can do a Daniel Tupou from the weekend and just stand there flat-footed. If they're coming after me, I'm in a lot of strife. You know what? Here's how good a hitter Fanua Blake is. I'd be running straight at Ola Kawatu if I had to run at them. That's saying sorry.
He just about put Lindsay Collins in hospital.
That was an amazing shot. That was so good.
I was hoping that Collins was going to get on all 4 haunches and start puking.
If Teddy gets in the same sort of position that Daniel Tupou was in, he breaks an ankle at least.
And if I didn't break an ankle, I'd be feigning breaking an ankle. for all my big chat, I'm a soft, weak man.
Which way are you going, Paul?
Oh, I'll back myself to beat them.
Yeah, nice. I like that.
Yeah.
What do you reckon Matt Eisenhuth would do?
That's what Matt would do. Tom would run. Tom would probably not. Tom would choose not to run at me.
Sorry.
Sorry, Tom.
Shout out, Matt.
Wow.
Grand final winner.
It's been a long season. Yeah, I reckon I'm going at them as well.
Yeah.
Little chip and chase.
Oh, you got a kick.
Yeah.
That's weaker than what I'm doing.
More less of a chip and chase and more of a punt the shit out of it, run around them.
I'd kick it that way and run the other way.
Oh, all right.
But before we move on to the next segment, I'd just like to send a special shout out, as has been recalled by your boss, our boss, many other people over the years. I may have mentioned earlier in his career that Nathan Cleary was barely a first grader. And may have been, history hasn't proven me right or wrong on that one just yet. But a shout out to the Wiggins CEO, who said that Nathan Cleary wouldn't make the Wiggins side. So it's good to have a fellow traveller making ridiculous comments about Nathan Cleary. So a shout out there.
Actually, while you're on that, I haven't written it down here, but you've just reminded me. Blake sent me a reel on Instagram the other day. I think it was an SEN show or some rugby league show in Australia. The great Matt Rogers and
Joe Kane.
I think it was Scotty Sattler was on this one. Kane.
Oh yeah, they've got a shop on the Gold Coast. Yeah.
Talking about Ivan Cleary and saying, and have you heard this?
No.
Have you heard this?
No.
Okay, this is great. Breaking news or breaking conspiracy. Ivan Cleary has got unfinished business at the Warriors, right? He left there on not so great terms. He wanted 3 years. They only gave him one.
Good decision.
See you later. So he's got unfinished business at the Warriors. So he sent Jet Cleary to the Warriors to get over there, get out of the media in Sydney, make a name for himself. He sent James Fisher-Harris across to start embedding some culture within the team. And then in 2 or 3 years, when both Ivan and Nathan's contract come up at Penrith, they're coming to the Warriors to finish their business.
I've heard
Nathan in the halves, Dad coaching.
I've heard it was the other way. I've heard that he considers Jet to be the Fredo of the Cleary family. He's sent them in to further sabotage the Warriors for stitching with a 1-year deal. James Fisher-Harris, the hard man in there to destroy people internally, and they've all reunited Penrith for about the 8th title in a row.
Oh, Nick Tedeschi with a Godfather reference. I love it.
Could truly go either way. We'll never know. We'll just have to wait and see.
That is one conspiracy theory. I like that.
Not a bad one. Not a bad one.
There is more chance. There is more chance that it was Mother Teresa on the grassy knoll that shot Kennedy than there is of that happening.
You know what? If I know Warriors punters, and I feel like I do, we're going to wish this into existence.
Oh, wow.
I mean, it's not going to be a problem because Webby's going to win the next 3 in a row, and Webby will be signed for long term anyway.
Poor old Webby. Poor old Webby. You all turned it in very quickly, haven't you?
No way. No way. All right. Should we do the grid?
Well, should Paul actually do the grid? Oh, you've done the grid.
He's done the grid.
It was either the grid or the bets.
Can I just say,
What?
I'm going to front foot.
Have I got the wrong one again?
No. I'm going to front foot this. I've got a red square this week,
Come on.
but I've almost still beaten Paul.
Wow.
I'm starting with a 0.16 in my first square and a 0.68 in my last square. And boy, there's a whole lot of rubbish in between.
And I've still almost beaten
Your 0.68 in the last square is about 0.65 off my answer.
Oh,
Wow. I struggled with this one.
Yeah, it was a hard one. That hat-tricks one was hat-tricks.
Anyway, across the top, David Clement teammate, played for the Broncos. Owen Craigie teammate.
That was a trip.
Yeah. This is a real guessing game from my part. Down the left, Tigers, 3+ career hat-tricks and has played for the Knights.
Oh, Craigie, he was one of my favourite players.
I'm not surprised.
Look, I'll be honest, he was probably before my time for rugby league.
Yeah, I think you both share the same work ethic.
Yeah, and skill level.
Well, you were an inaugural Warrior, so let's not be too harsh on you.
Thank you, Teddy.
All right, Teddy, give us your top row.
David Clemmer, Tiger, Jaden Sullivan, 0.78. Broncos, Tigers, Wizard, 1.40, Jock Madden. And Owen Craigie, teammate, West Tiger, my second most hated player of all time, after Sonny Bill Williams, Jared McCracken, another New Zealand turncoat, who now is facing prison for land destruction in Australia. So, shout out to Jared.
Wow.
How many points did he score?
1.17.
I had a look at Owen Craigie after I did the grid. His career.
Mm.
But his career only falls into 2 years of the grid.
Really?
Yeah. Because the grid's from 98 onwards, isn't it?
Yeah. You sure of that? I'm pretty sure he played like the mid-2000s.
Didn't he have a couple of stints? No.
Oh, sorry.
With the Tigers.
Tigers, yes. Sorry.
Because he played mainly for the Knights and the Bunnies. I barely remember his Tigers career.
I don't, so.
Yeah. Well, the Tigers weren't, well, they weren't not much shot now, but they weren't much shot in those first few years.
What's your top row?
Solomon Alaimalo, brain 0.16.
Oh, rugby.
Airborne.
Another rugby player, although the other way around, Lottie Takiri, 6.06. And Jason Lowry, 1.41.
Oh, he was a good player. He was tough.
I started off with a brain. Latu Whanu, 0.18. Lottie Takiri, 6.06. John Scandalis, 6.23.
David Clemmer, 3+ hat tricks. Ben Barber, 11.21. Broncos, 3+ hat tricks. The Big Dell, Wendell Saylor, 4.67. Owen Craigie, teammate, 3+ career hat tricks. Darren Albert, 6.03. Big numbers, but I don't think they were that bad answers, to be honest.
No, those are not big numbers. Brett Morris, 21.03. Corey Oates, 13.80. Nathan Merritt, 29.45.
You know, if you press the hit button, you only can penalise 30.
I was really struggling to think of anyone else. But Wendell Saylor, I thought of him, but I thought maybe some of that career was before the 98.
Yeah. I struggled with it. I just essentially went big name wingers who I knew scored a lot of tries because some things you can picture in your head, different clubs, whatever, played with certain people, but I struggled to think of scoring lots of hat tricks. So I just went to big names.
I had Sam Perrott, 12.73. Israel Folau, 3.97. And then this is what let me down. I went John Carlaw, 100. Turns out didn't score that many tries.
John Carlaw didn't have a very long career, did
He played 160 odd games.
he? Did he really?
Yeah.
I mean, he did play for about 100 clubs, I guess. So.
He scored
Did
that
40 odd
try for the Wars.
40 games for the Tigers, 35 for the Warriors, but he only scored 24 tries between them.
Was he the next All Black who came across? That I never heard of.
Who, John Carlaw?
Yeah. No, I'm thinking of the other guy.
Yeah.
Who am I thinking of? One of his best favourites. John Kerwin.
Oh, John Kerwin.
Kerwin.
Oh, Sir John Kerwin.
I don't think his career deserved a knighthood for what I saw of it.
Wow. He ran through the entire Italian team in the 1987 Rugby World Cup opener.
Well, you just said it all. He went through an entire Italian rugby union team. Well done.
Give us your bottom row, Ted.
Bottom row. David Clemmer, teammate. Knight, Jamie Bureau, 2.31. Maybe the luckiest man to ever play Origin. Bronco, Knight, Danny Levi, 5.65. And my favourite answer, I look for this answer every time the grid opens up. Owen Craigie, teammate, Newcastle Knight. So-called former Philadelphia Eagle, one-game wonder, American Greg Smith, 0.05, Wizard.
Wow. Paul?
And a fun little fact, Greg Smith's lawyers once got in touch with me and put a cyst down after I removed an article that I'd written about Greg Smith. So Greg Smith's still fighting.
Trent Hodgkinson, 2.35.
Hodgkinson or Hodgkinson?
Wow, jeez.
Two different players.
Hodgkinson's the answer.
Yeah.
Corbin Sims, 4.68.
Oh, my guy, Corbin.
Yeah, well, I know you like the Simses. And David Lomax, good Wainui boy, 0.68.
Is he the guy that does...
No, I know what you're going to say. Where they track down people.
I'm taking the piss. Yeah. Clemmer teammate Knight, Jesse Ramian, 2.11. Bronco Knight. Oh, this guy played for 6 different teams. Tautau Mulga, 3.54. And Owen Craigie teammate Knight, Matt Gedley, 5.41. Totals.
Total 33.3.
79.6.
You did so well to not get one wrong too.
Thank you.
140.2.
Oh, I smashed you.
I don't know, man. That's pretty close with a red square.
Hold on, when I get a red square, it's not like, oh, geez, I was close. So...
Because when you get one, you get three.
That's if you bothered doing it.
All right, let's have a quick look at the games from the weekend. Jillaroos 84, PNG 0. Kangaroos 18, Tonga 0. The Samoan women 30, Tonga 16. Fiji 10, PNG 22. England beat France 40-8. Teddy, I'll throw the mic to you. You've already covered a couple of those games.
Yeah. We'll start with the Jillaroos. It was a walk in the park, but 84-0, scored 17 tries, missed 9 shots at goal. So it easily could have been 100. But fun fact from that game, all 17 tries were scored by backs. So they did not go through the front door. They went around it. Julia Robinson broke the try scoring record for Australia, scored 6. Her opposite, Ja'Kai Whitfield, scored 5. Anyone who's playing same game multis with backs had an absolute fill-up. So well done to all those punters. I think we said something along similar lines last week. So it's actually a much sterner test this week, but they were too strong there. The Australia-Tonga game, we talked about the beating in that game, but Australia were very scrappy in that game. The new halves pairing, I wouldn't say was a rousing success. Obviously not the future with Nathan Cleary to come back in and Cam Munster, so maybe these guys are kind of looking at that backup role for the 2026 World Cup, but tried hard. I thought there were just so many errors. I don't think I've ever seen Dylan Edwards drop the ball more. His form's been kind of trending southwards over the back end of the year, but real scrappy game, but a lot of pride in the line there. I thought the defence was tough. I thought they put in Tonga probably just missing some class now. I thought Isaiah Katoa was dreadful. I thought Tui Lolohea played really well. I thought he had a very good game, but Katoa was very ordinary. Small women were too strong. Didn't see a lot of that game, but the line kind of suggested that they would have been pretty comfortably. Tonga kind of fought back just before half time, but in the end, Samoa too strong there. The hit out against the Fiji men's team may have taken its toll on the Tonga women's national team. And then we've spoken at length about the Papua New Guinea Fiji game, which was the highlight of the weekend. But PNG, they are really emerging as a nation now of a very good rugby league team, and they're not at that tier 1 level yet, but they are sticking with the halves of Lamb and Labour. They've got a good hard-nosed forward pack. They play a good style of rugby league. They're full of offloads. Yeah, hiring coaches like Jason Demetrio are so important for these nations because you've got a professional coach in there. I know Demetrio's not that much chocolate and rollable. He's a professional coach who's kind of used to preparing teams. And it goes so far in kind of developing these guys. And all of those names aren't household names, but they do very, very well at those kind of second tier levels of Queensland Cup and New South Wales Cup and whatnot. So they kick well, they play intelligent football. And you kind of counter that with Fiji, who in the week before the game they decided to bring in Jared Hayne to be an assistant coach. It was the guy in the box next to him. Like the guy owns a coffee cart at World Square in Sydney. Like they're preparing as the Tongan women's team. They're just picking players on name only. Like you can't play Kurt Donahue in the half. So he's a good player. He should be in the team. He should be playing backup hooker or starting hooker or lock forward. He's a tackling machine. He was under all sorts. And then they've got Sunia Taruva trying to kick from the back. He would have kicked the ball dead 4 times. But they're not. It was just a very poor selection, and the team played very poorly. And then when the Stars too poorly, and 2 of their worst players were kick out and Micah Sivo, then you're in a lot of strife because they had 4 or 5 of the biggest names on the field, but just couldn't get it done. So, but real happy for PNG. I really want to see them come on, and I think Hunters have been great for them. Getting their offside is going to be even better. More international rugby league super for them, so they went along nicely. And didn't see much of the England-France game, but I know England were fairly comfortable there, which was not surprising at all, considering where kind of French rugby league's at the moment.
Anything you'd like to add, Paul?
No, well, in regards to the PNG team, I really, really, really enjoyed the way that they play football. They seem to have a game plan that everyone stuck to. I like the fact that, as Teddy said, they've got a whole bunch of players that come through the Queensland Cup competition, and then you sprinkle in a wee bit of Super League with
Sylvester Namo from Castleford, who was just outstanding.
Reece Martin coming back, the captain. I don't know why the Bulldogs ever got rid of him. That was crazy. But he could slip back into the NRL. I thought he played really, really well. And then you've got, Jack DeBellin. So with that NRL experience, I think once they get a few more players that filter through into the NRL, you'll really see them start to take that step up to the tier 1. But in this level, I cannot believe, I don't understand how they open up as outsiders against a team like the Fiji Bati. So, I was really, really happy with the way they played and the result in the end. Wouldn't have minded if they had gone 13 and over, and they probably should have. They had a whole lot of chances there. But, they have a very, very good foundation to build on there. And, of course, as Teddy knows, rugby league is the national game in Papua New Guinea. And I can only see them getting stronger and stronger. In terms of the Tonga Kangaroos game, how many tries were held up? How many times were players held up?
Good defense.
That last line was, and from both teams, I think, was it, I can't remember the Kangaroo that got held up. But
Tom Travojevic.
Tom Travojevic didn't get held about 7 times.
He knocked it on,
Knocked it on, trying to get it down. But
Harry Grant.
Harry Grant.
Yeah.
But once again, I'm thinking through me wallet here, and the plus 17.5 just is still biting me. But I really enjoyed the game, and you can see that Tonga are a genuine tier 1 team, and with a few more, just another couple of pieces, they'll be right up there and challenging the likes of the Kiwis and the Kangaroos for years to come. There's just that forward pack. You take that in just about any occasion. I'm not so sure about the mix of the forward pack, but they've got enough there to. I think they could win a World Cup in the next 5 years.
Oh, well, they've won the one World Cup in the next 5 years. So, it's I was surprised that Jason Tomilolo started at lock instead of Kaimatang. I thought that was an ordinary decision there. But overall, the highlight for me from that game was seeing Hammer and Turbo move. I could watch Hammer play 100 times a week and never get bored. He's fast, but he's skillful. He just gets the game. He knows where to be. He's effortless. And Turbo, first test in 6 years.
I was shocked by that.
Yeah, I was shocked by that too. I really was. I know injuries have played a toll, but it was good to see him back. And while Australia were clunky all the way around, when the centres got the ball, they were very, very good.
Hey, Turbo, when he got the intercept, seemed like the first sort of 10, 15, he was like, oh, my hammy's good here.
He's gone, yeah.
All right, let's test them out. And then he sort of took off late.
And the stride, he was just ahead.
Yeah.
He did just enough.
If you're a Manly fan, surely you go, oh, no, come on.
Oh, yeah.
No.
I don't think just quickly on that Tonga game, one of those games, it feels a lot like a Kiwi Kangaroo test, from years gone past, when the Kiwis have performed pretty well and the scoreline's probably not a fair reflection of the game.
Yeah, I think so. At the end in those games, when both teams are switched on, it comes down to the skill level of the spine, and that's just where Tonga were just soundly beaten. Isaiah Katoa just had how many times did he kick the ball out in the foot?
Yeah.
It was just little things like that. Just turn, because all it does is just stop the stop the pressure building on Australia, gets them out of strife and stuff like that. And that was probably the difference. So I thought Lolohea was great, but and Hopewade was super at fullback, but Hopewade doesn't have that skill set yet to play, mate. He's just a genuine, skillful catcher, scorer, runner, but he's not setting up stuff at the moment. So I would be looking at moving Tolu Kola into the halves. I'd probably run a Lolohea, Tolu Kola halves combination next time.
Okay. Well, let's get on to this week's game. Quickly touch on Fiji $1.22 v the Cook Islands $4.25. Do you give the Cook Islands a chance this week, Ted?
Oh my God, do I give them a chance? This might be a better bet than Papua New Guinea was last week. Like it is all time plus 14.5. I priced this up Fiji minus 1.5 points, and it is insane. This is insane. Like, did anyone watch Fiji last week? Who put this line up? Like, it is absolutely nuts. Now, fun facts: they're still coached by Wise Catavarata, who's got no idea. Jared Haynes still an assistant coach, and they've made 2 changes to their bench. Like that, like this. No, Cook Islands, coached by Carmel Hartley. Sure, he's a code trader, but he's done a pretty good job at South Logan as coach. 23-72, took him to second place last year. NRL players in Paul's cookies. Current ones: David Mawali, Tepe Maroa, Ruben Porter, Mason T. Former NRL players: Brad Takarangi, Zane Tedavano, Essen Masters, Stephen Masters, and a pretty handy crop of Queensland of sub-elite players from Queensland Cup players: Esame Ioka, Pride Peterson, Rabadi, North Hooker, who went to the grand final this year, Rua Niatora, and Toulouse centre Ruben Rennie. Like, that is a pretty handy side. Now, Fiji, let's say, played 12 times. Fiji hold a 6-5-1 edge. Cook Islands have constantly beaten Fiji. They played twice since 2009. Cookie stunned Fiji in 2009, and then last year lost by 4 and almost shocked them. How the hell is this line 14.5? This is just all time. Get all your chips, go and borrow more chips, go and find some chips, go and steal some chips, and get them all in the middle, because this is chips in Cook Islands.
Please responsibly, punters. Please.
Philosophical.
Don't steal anything. Don't.
I would never advocate any of that for real.
Borrow anything. Play within your means. But the Cook Islands are plus 14.5.
But your means are about to get a lot more when you put it on the Cook Islands.
Stop. 541 to 12. If you fancy a little go.
No, 13 plus. I will not be on the 1 to 12. I'll be on the 13 plus.
$11.50.
Yep. I'll be nibbling on that for sure. That $11.50 is a great bet.
I'm going to guess you're going to agree. Minus the chips and stealing part.
Yeah. I'll have a bet on the Cook Islands plus 14. Yeah.
I'll have a small percentage of my bank on the Cook Islands as per normal.
Stop. You're going to get us cancelled, Teddy.
And the hooker's name is Rua Ngati Kaura. Okay.
Sorry, Paul.
Yeah, no,
Close.
I thought I'd throw it out there just in case his mum's listening. But look, I agree. Once again, the shiny lights of the Fijian name players have convinced the bookies that they should be 14.5 point favourites. I don't see it myself. Look, I don't like the look of the Cook Island halves, Takarangi and Masters. There's not a lot of creativity there, but I think they're more in there for their experience.
Doesn't need to be.
And their experience. So hopefully they are able to rally the rest of the back line because I think they're going to get a certain amount of go-forward ball behind that forward pack.
The pack's good, isn't it? The pack's a good pack.
Yeah. Moiroa, Big Davey, Tetevano.
Ruben Porter had a good year for the Tigers when he got a shot too.
Exactly. Yeah, they're not. I guess they're not superstars, but they are bloody good players, and they certainly deserve their spots there. And I don't think they deserve to be 14.5-point dogs against this Fijian Bati side. So I agree with Teddy. The plus 14.5 is a very good bet this weekend.
Thanks for agreeing fully with Teddy.
The only thing I don't agree on is I'm going to keep some chips back. I'm not putting all the chips in. I'm just going to have a nice little interesting bet and sit back and enjoy the game.
I think that's the way to do it, Paul. I'll do the same.
Thank you, Teddy.
Brad Takairangi played nearly 180 NRL games, and SR Masters is Super League NRL. He's up around the 140 odd.
SR Masters is one of the worst players to ever play in the NRL, just quietly. But
but he's got.
This is different here.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure. That means a lot. Like, it really means a lot. And for all SR Masters' faults, bad defence, he's very skillful. So I think he's. I kind of probably disagree with Paul a little bit in that way, and I think he's a good inclusion half. Takarangi, I probably could have played somewhere else, but I think SMR will be doing all the kicking and all that kind of stuff.
Real hero with zero stuff. Real niche reference here that I know you guys will appreciate, and the punters might not. But if you look at the team lists on NRL.com and the little images, just have a real quick squiz at Brad Takairangi. It looks a lot like Keegan Bradley without a hat on. Just a real quick glance.
Any chance to get a golf reference in? There is no
serious.
whatsoever.
He's serious. Teddy can see it.
I'm not seeing it.
All right, let's move on. Let's have a look at the Kiwis v. the Aussies. Kangaroos, sorry.
And that line's moved since the teams were named too.
$3.10 for the Kiwis, $1.36 the Kangaroos. Sean Johnson back for the Kiwis in the halves, partnered by Chance Nickel-Klostad at 6. The Kiwis backline is not what I thought it'd be. Paul, is that why we're seeing the drift?
I'd say so, although we only have to remember back to Magic Round.
I know. He's 1 from 1 in the halves.
Exactly. So,
the concern's not with Chance.
Look, SJ...
Nor with SJ.
No, he's not that far from... Look, he's still fit. He's good to go. And he's going to have a whole heap of family support down there at Christchurch on Sunday. So there'll be a whole lot of emotion. That will carry this Kiwi team a certain amount. But if you have a look outside of the halves, boy, oh boy, that's a real sort of mashed up backline that's been put together. Really keen to see how Kinney goes at fullback. I thought he was super in the NRL when he got his chances for the Gold Coast. The centres, it looks like we're going with a very defensive-minded centre pairing, trying to shut down the likes of the Hammer and Tommy T. Not sure how successful that will be. But the forward pack, Phoenix Crossland is starting hooker. It doesn't look like, man for man, we match up too good. Although, to be fair, you could probably say that a number of times and we've come out on top. And, of course, we come out of that big victory the last time these two teams met. I'm just concerned that...
I think it's still a strong pack, minus hooker.
Yeah. I'm just a wee bit concerned.
Teddy?
I think you're going to get absolutely smoked this weekend. I think this will be absolute one goal to Australia. I think a few reasons for that. I think playing the first game helped Australia. If this was last week, I'd want to be on the plus. So I think that week of combinations, I like that Mal didn't change the team at all. So this was a chance to give Lindsay Smith and a few others their test taboos. At this stage, that's not happening. So I think that's a positive, right? I think they're building up that continuity. I think it's not only is it building up, but it's also indicative of the mindset of Australia. I thought the Tongan threw everything in Australia and they didn't concede a point. So that's a big plus there. That 30-0 loss is obviously a defining loss in Australian rugby league history now. And it's up to this team at the first opportunity to atone for that. for that defeat. So, like, don't get me wrong, there was certainly one eye looking past Tonga last week. They were looking towards this one. So, 8 of the last 10 tests Australia have won against New Zealand. 5 of those have been by 18 or more. I think daytime football will suit a much more flamboyant attacking team like Australia. Like, I've got no idea what Peter Hickey was picked, but I don't know, and I don't know who we'll be marking up on. Presumably, he'll be on the hammer. But
he's played both sides his whole career.
yeah,
so.
well, they both, yeah, and so's Tomoko. So
Yeah.
Either way, it's not a good answer who you're marking up on. You're either on hammer or you're on on turbo. But the thing with the Kiwi backline is some upside to it, but a lot of downside to it. There's a lot of errors in that backline. Like Warbrick and Isako, both can be great try scorers, great players. Certainly should be in the team, but certainly have some errors in them as well.
Both right wingers too, though.
Yep, and that's a concern. Phoenix Costin, I cannot believe he's playing Test Rugby League. I'm just stunned by that. Like I would be playing Cody Nicarima every day. I'd be playing Ian Clark over him. And to me, the big difference is the bench here. You've got Mitch Barnett, Ruben Cotter, Hudson Young, Matt Burton rolling on against Cody Nicarima, Nafahu White, Murata Niokore, and Jordan Ricky. Now, Niokore is a good, solid player. White had barely played first grade this year. Jordan Ricky shouldn't have been playing first grade at all. And Cody Nicarima, and a very bad Broncos team. He was one of their worst. And Cody Nicarima, look, he fills that role well. So no knock on him, I guess. But again, no one's calling Cody Nicarima a world beater or a superstar. So few concerns over Sean Johnson as well. Like, it's great. I love Sean Johnson. I hope he has a great game. But he obviously wasn't preparing for this. If you've retired, what are you doing for the last 6 to 8 weeks? Are you keeping yourself ready and fit for this? Well, I don't know. I hope you prove me wrong. I love Sean Johnson. I would love Sean Johnson to have a great game. But, yeah, and the partner with Chance as well. I know that you got memories of Magic Round. You can leave me out of that. Like, there's not a lot of kicking once outside Sean Johnson, and that's a worry for me. Like, you pressure Sean Johnson, there's, a few concerns in.
Yep, all valid. I do think the forward pack's got some go for it in it. The Kiwis forward pack, and
love your middles. Love your middles.
And SJ behind good middles, got time.
Yep,
you'd be struggling to put pressure on him. But
look for that right foot step. I learned from his podcast last time.
Exactly. There you go. It's the tough one, especially like I said, the wingers. They both play right side wing, and then the centres too interchangeable there. It's I can see why they're $3.10. I'll still be having a go
responsibly.
Yeah, very responsibly.
Very responsibly. To be fair, if you're back in New Zealand straight out in this test match, I don't think you're being responsibly at all.
New Zealand's that confident. We've only named 20 players, not 21.
Yeah, what was that about?
I'm looking at the team list. I'm guessing we don't have anyone left.
These squads that are around, because Reece Robson wasn't even in the squad. And all of a sudden, there was the 21st man. Like, I suspect they only named 20-man squad, so I'm not really sure why Reece Robson's there.
Yeah, right. Might get them on a technicality, Paul.
Yeah. Wouldn't by default.
Too many players on the field.
I did see Alex Glenn's just been added to the Cook Islands extended bench as well, Paul.
Yep, number 22.
I thought he might be one of the play assistant coach or something.
He could be an assistant coach / player.
I loved Alex Glenn back in the day. Great player. Great. He's one for you, Paul. Question that knows. Greatest Cook Islands player of all time.
Paul Moate.
I don't know. Kevin Edel.
Alex was going to be up there, wouldn't he?
Oh, yeah. No, 100% he would. Yep. Johnny Whittaker. Wee bit before your time.
Classic Cook Islands name.
Here we go.
The other one, the Kiwi Ferns, $3. Jillaroos, $1.37.
Now I'm on your side. Now I'm on your side.
Okay, talk to me.
Gillaroos, you cannot take anything from last week. It was honestly adults against kids last week. Now, PNG were playing their second game in 5 days. They're tired badly. Yeah, you look at the tries, they were just running around and it was under sixes stuff. So, I've got a few question marks over the selection. We talked about Brad Doyle not picking Olivia Koenig last week. You have a look at this Kiwi Ferns team. They have a very, very talented pack. They've got Amber Hall, who was sensational for the Roosters on edge this year. Georgia Hale's one of the best middles in the comp. Brooke Anderson's outstanding. You combine them with like some of the talented backs there, like Malika Funga is an absolute beast. Gail Broughton playing the first test. One of the better 5'8" in the comp. Yeah, no knock on your Abigail Roaches, Shanice Parker's. Leandra Funga's a great finisher. But Anessa Biddle's also playing in the pack. She's scored, I think, 4 or 5 tries for the Sharks this year. She's the best young player in the game. But against this Aussie team, there's no knocking the Aussie backline. Ali Brigginshaw comes back, but that backline combined for 17 tries last week. And they can move. But I've got a few question marks over the pack here. Kezzy Apps has barely played a game all year. Olivia Higgins is coming in. She's a good player, but coming to the injured Quincy Dodd. Milio's been on the average this year. I think the pack can get it. I think the plus 7.5 is utterly stupid. If you go back, take out the World Cup final where New Zealand were humiliated 54-4 by Australia. The 12 tests around that have been decided. 11 of them have been decided by 10 or fewer. 3 of the last 4 have been decided by 6 or fewer. These tend to play close games. They played twice last year. Was 6 points either way. New Zealand are tough. Ricky Henry, very good.
Oh, Jesus.
Wow, hey. Let's put the shocks through.
Wow. Oh, I'm good now. Whew. Sorry, Teddy.
I'm not sure I can recover from that.
I need to go to the toilet.
Oh, my gosh. Too late for me.
Here it is. That's the social clip for the week.
Ricky Henry's a very good coach. Tough, get some time tough. I think the Kiwi Ferns are a great bet plus 7.5 this week.
That's what we want to hear, Paul.
The speed of that Aussie backline concerns me, and I know they only had a training run last week. I just think late in the game, later in both halves, there may be gaps starting to appear in the Kiwis, the Kiwi Fern liner, and I can just see the likes of. I really like the way Penatani played last week, and I think her and Kelly will be setting up their wingers late both halves. That's it. If the Kiwi Ferns can shut them down late in both halves, I think they're a big chance, not just of covering, but of winning this game. But I can just see the likes of Robinson and Whitfield getting a number of opportunities during that period where the Kiwi Ferns start to tire. So outside of that, I like the pack. I really do like that Kiwi Ferns pack. I'm just concerned about the backline. That is a Rolls Royce backline that the Gillaroos have got.
Key to this game is Liam Kennedy refereeing as well. Like Belinda Sharp lets the game flow and will let the game go, and that could be a problem for the Kiwis. Liam Kennedy is such a moronic referee, but all he does is want to play stop-start, get things wrong. Like he's of the Chris Butler level, Liam Kennedy, and that's going to work right into the Kiwi Ferns' favour.
We're playing Christchurch, right?
Yeah, it's a double header.
Sunday, 3:35 New Zealand time. Presumably, the Gillaroos will make the trek over Thursday, Friday. It's going to be 22 degrees, nice in Christchurch when they arrive. Saturday, it gets wet and cold. Southerly comes through, drops down to 10 degrees. It's going to be a lot of rain. It's going to be played in the pack.
I like insight. I like this.
Kiwis. I like the Kiwis here
I
because
like
of that. Like there's supposed to be a lot of rain, so
Get on early, punters.
get on now. Now look, this is a caveat. If the weather changes, don't come at me, okay? Alrighty, should we get some betting? Get some betting? Do some betting. I'll just see if Blake or Surly have texted in their bets. And if not, I will text them right now. Teddy, why don't you give us your $100? Where's it going?
All right. I'm going to have $70 on Cook Islands plus 14.5, $1.90. I'm going to have $10 on Cook Islands 13 plus at $11.50.
Yeesh.
And I'm going to have $20 on the treble, Cook Islands plus 14.5, Australia minus 11.5, Kiwi Ferns plus 7.5.
6.5, I think you'll find.
Plus 6.5.
We'll just check the.
It's a bit hard in Australia here.
And
We can't always check the TAB New Zealand.
9.5 for the
Kangaroos.
Kangaroos.
Oh, minus 9.5. Oh, delicious. Thanks for coming. Yeah, I like those lines.
All right. Paul, where are you going?
I'm going to have two bets. The first bet is a same game multi. I'm going to take Kangaroos minus 9.5 into the Hammer to score a try, into Harry Grant to score a try. That comes out at $9.45. I'm going to have $60 on that. And with my last $40, I'm going to have that on the Hammer to score a hat-trick at $16. Hammer to score a hat-trick, $16, $40 on.
Hammer time.
Boom.
Stop. All right. I'm going to have two bets. $90 on Cook Islands plus 14.5 into the Kiwi Ferns plus 6.5 at $3.55. What was that?
Because like, you kind of snookered me now. Now I kind of can't win.
Well, my other 10 is on a real specky. First try scorer in the Kiwis Kangaroos game, Harry Grant at $19.
There is a real obsession with Harry Grant try scorers on this podcast, I've noticed lately. We can't get through a week without Harry Grant. No one tipped him first try in the grand final when he scored it.
The very first one.
He digs in, has a go. Like he doesn't shy away from it.
All right, hey, I'll give you a fun number on Harry Grant.
Yeah.
Harry Grant representative tries. How many tries do you reckon Harry Grant has got representing Australia or Queensland?
6.
I don't have the answer, so I'm just. I'm getting there. I'm getting the answer.
I think it'll be low.
Paul, but low. 6 isn't low. 6 is high.
He's played a lot of games.
He has played 8 tests for Australia and 11 tests for Queensland. 11 Origins for Queensland. 19 games.
19 games. I'm going to go 3.
Yeah, can I change?
2. Answer's 2.
Wow, it's about to be 3.
He doesn't score tries.
He tries though. That's it. You got to get a try.
And his Origin try was on debut in 2020, so he's currently running a 10-game no-try scoring streak for Queensland.
I'm not talking about Origin.
And for Australia, he scored on debut in the 2022 World Cup and is riding a 7-game no-try scoring streak.
Records are made to be broken, Teddy.
Oh, so good. All right, here's a question for you. All right. Has Harry Grant ever worn the number 9 for Australia?
This is a trick question.
Before last week.
Oh.
Well, is he talking we're talking the 14 jersey?
His jersey numbers for Australia. Because at the World Cup, if you recall, they all had their fixed numbers. 20, 20, 20, 20, 14, 14, 14. There you go.
Was it what were the? Oh, it was the squad number, wasn't it? At the World Cup.
It was so dumb.
So dumb.
Classic
And
rugby league move to try and pull a stunt on that. Good luck with your Harry Grant, bros.
I told you, it was a spicky. You like just.
I love that you're both so hard on Australia here. This is very exciting.
I'm not hard on Australia. Like
No, you should be Harry Grant. If Harry Grant's scoring tries, they're winning by a lot.
This is going to be the first try. Just the first try. I didn't say a lot of tries. Anyway, Paul.
Just like the World Cup, just like the grand final, just first try and get beat.
Exactly. He's done it before. How many times he scored the first try and lost?
Recent form.
Yeah, one. So there we go.
In October 2024, how many times has Harry Grant scored the first try and lost? 1 from 1.
Leading the comp. Paul, we've got promos.
Yeah, we've got the Mega Multi Oval Ball once again, up to $50 in bonus cash back, one per day. Once again, check out all the T's and C's. And we've got a 3 or more leg same game multi on the test match between the Kiwis and the Kangoroos. If one leg fails, up to $50, one per game, obviously. Check out all those T's and C's at the promotions page. And you should be heading to the promotions page at trb.co.nz anyway, because there's always something that the team are putting together and throwing out there, and you may miss it if you don't check that page out.
There we go. Somehow, fellas, we've managed to roll this over an hour yet again.
Well, when you're having too much fun, what do you expect?
Exactly.
And also when Paul's late.
Wait, hold on a minute. The time that Karl is talking about is from the moment we start recording until the time we finish. It has nothing to do with when we actually start.
All right. Teddy, thank you very much. Enjoy the rest of your week. Good luck on the punt. Please do it responsibly.
I always do, Karl. I always do.
Paul, thank you for joining us again. And to the punters out there, thank you. And we'll be back next week to go again on the Advantage Line. Cheers.